Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Flying with Overkill AV-8B Harrier. And today we're going to be taking a look at laser guided bombs, specifically the GBU-12 in conjunction with the Lightning II targeting pod. It's a pretty straightforward process, not a whole lot to it. It's pretty awesome to use, just like anything else. So let's go ahead and not wasting time, we'll jump right after it. I'm going to go ahead and put us into an active pause for a minute before we approach target area and start getting us configured up here. First thing is, let's go ahead and clear our moving map here. Air to ground mode, master arms set. And now let's talk about the bombs first, actually, before we come here. So let's go to stores page. We're going to want to go ahead and arm these bad boys. So we're going to go ahead and select the GBU-12, go to fuse. We're going to want TN for this demonstration. That's really all there is for the GBU-12s, not much else we have to worry about. If you want to avoid an asymmetrical loadout, you can go ahead and select quantity as 2 to drop 2 at one time. I'm not too worried about it. You just got to be quick on the autopilot or quick on your trim, whichever one you prefer, but it works out okay. And that way we can continue to strike 4 independent targets here. Next thing we're going to do is now go back to our EHSD, and we're going to select waypoint 2 as our target area, and we're going to go ahead and hit designate. This will automatically designate and slew our sensors to the target area. Now actually we have waypoint 1 selected, sorry, there. Now we have waypoint 2. Moving over to the right screen here, we're going to go ahead and hit our menu button and activate our TPOD. Now you can see it's in standby by default, and this will also appear if for any reason your TPOD isn't warmed up. So for example, if you did a cold start, you may not see this. Just give it about 3 minutes and it will pop up. Once you get to the screen, just hit the standby button, brings it to life. Obviously that's incredibly bright, so let's come out of the TV mode for now and go to FLIR, and we can select our white hot and black hot options from over here. Alright, now next thing is, the other thing you can do also goes to data, and oh, maybe we can't. Why did I think that we could adjust our gain on this one? Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like I'm wrong. I lied to you. I'm sorry. I hate doing that to you guys. I love you guys. You know I don't want to lie to you. Okay, so disregard that I even said that. Let's move on here. Alright, so we're in the wide field of view. I do find it best to use wide field of view when first slewing your TGP into the general area, then switch it over into your narrow. Find your target location. I'm not quite sure why we're moving so weird. I need to, some of the TGP movement, guys, is going to be my TDC. I need to reconfigure it. I was playing with the curves on it yesterday and apparently effed it up pretty good. So I have to reset it, and I've just been too lazy to do it. So we're going to find our location here. We're going to bring this guy in, and let's just find our first target. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is all me, guys. I did this to myself. Alright, then we're going to want to make sure we have the laser armed, so we're going to tap Safe here. Alright, and you also want to make sure that TGP designate is selected. Notice that we have HUD designated here. What I'm going to do is tap the sensor select down action button twice. So there's 1, 2, and you can see now it says TPOD designate, and we also have the TPOD next to our laser code up here indicating that's ready. And then now if we move the TGP again, once it finds a target, we should be able to force it into point mode, but let's go ahead and give it a tap. There we go. Contrast may not, there it goes, there, and it locked on. So it did that all on its own. And now what's really handy about this is it will track the target moving onward, so we don't have to worry about adjusting the TGP as we're passing over our target area to fire the laser. Fire the laser, we're going to actually tap this OSB when we're ready. We'll see the flashing L down here, we'll see a flashing L up here. You can see we're 13.9 miles out to our target. TGP blink, or indicator blinking, indicating that it's off the HUD's field of view. And so now let's go ahead and come out of the active pause. I'm going to pull the throttle back a little bit. We're cooking right along. Start turning towards our target, and everything from here should look really familiar if you've flown any of the other aircraft that are capable. If not, I will explain it, so give me just a moment. Alright. So there's our bomb steering line. We want to fly our flight path indicator right in the center of it, as close as we can. I don't know, gosh, I just messed with all of my curves yesterday and everything just feels weird. You guys ever had that? It's like putting on the wrong pairs of shoes. Like everything just feels off. And so forgive the bad flying. All right, so let's take a look at a few things real quick. Let's see if I can peek down there. I can't, but that's okay. All right, so we have our TGP view indicator letting us know that it is blinking, letting you know it's below the HUD's field of view. There's also a diamond on top of the TGP view indicating, as you can see here, there's our diamond right there. We'll see that same symbology on the HUD right over the TGPQ, indicating our target location, 8.8 miles to target. We're going to get the bomb drop queue approximately 10 seconds from release, and it's going to be a horizontal line that's very, very prominent, very bold, very bright green. And once we see that, we want to press and hold our weapons release button, flying the bomb steering line as close to the center of the flight path indicator as possible. Once the bomb steering line or the bomb fall queue drops into the flight path indicator, the bomb will release and we'll be good to navigate, keeping our laser on the target and firing until the bomb strikes the target. If for any reason the bomb misses or goes a dud and we need to re-attack, we can simply turn the aircraft around, get some distance, make sure that we follow the same procedures. If we get a shack, we can either move the TGP onto a new target, or we can hit our nose wheel steering button or target undesignate to clear the currently designated target. Okay, and we'll see what all that looks like. We'll see what a re-attack looks like here in just a minute. All right, so that's pretty much all there is to it. Pretty short and sweet. Now, the only thing to remember about the GBU-12s or any of the laser-guided munitions on the Harrier is that their laser codes, okay, we can change the laser code to the TGP, which I'll show you guys at the end of this, but we cannot change the laser code of the bombs. That is done through the mission editor. I don't even believe that can be done on the ground for the Harrier. So whatever your laser code is for your particular aircraft is set in the mission editor. So for example, if you're a mission creator and you're setting up laser guided munitions for the Harrier, make sure that you specify the laser code in your briefing. That way pilots know what their laser code is for their particular aircraft should they load up with laser guided munitions. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and unpause. I think I hit the wrong one. Oh, there we go. All right, active pause is off. We're on the move. Oh, looks like our TGP moved. There we go, back on that point track. And now from here, it's just a matter of gently flying. Yeah, I removed my dead zone on the stick, and I don't think I want to do that. It's a little too touchy. All right, but we're just following along. And you can see here, we're in auto mode, also known as CCRP for the Harrier. We're 17 seconds to target, 15 seconds now to release. So about 10 seconds, we should see our bomb fall line. There it is. So now I'm going to press and hold my weapons release button. So that was 5 seconds. And the bomb is away. I'm letting go of the pickle button. I'm going to go ahead and try to get us into an autopilot real quick. Now I'm going to start firing the laser. Now you can do this before or after. I probably should have started firing before, but you guys will see that as long as you're up high enough and the bomb has enough time to acquire the target like it just did, we should be good to go. It's going to fly a little goofy for a minute. Huh. Looks like I hit an already dead target. That was interesting. How many bombs have dropped? Yep, only dropped one bomb. Okay, that's interesting because that vehicle looks very much alive. And you know why? Alright, so I'm kind of glad you guys saw that. So, two things. One, I'm amazed that bomb hit the target. I'm amazed. That was strictly good flying on the bombs part, because what happened is my laser mode, I'm in a training mode, so this is a step that I forgot to tell you guys, so that actually worked out really well. I'm glad you guys saw that. So if that ever happens to you, check this guy right here. Okay, I'm in the wrong mode, so that's why my laser did not fire. So now we're in laser mode. Now when I trigger it, you guys can see there's the L there, there's the L there, and notice what it was before. Oh, let me turn it off. So here we have our marker eyes, they're training, and you can see the T right there as well. So let's get it back into the correct mode, and we'll come back around and try that again. I really do not mind making mistakes like that. I think it's good for people to see what happens. That way if something isn't working right, you guys have that knowledge of seeing what happens when things don't go the way that you're expecting them to, and things you might look at for troubleshooting. Alright, so we're 9 miles out to our target. At about 5 miles, I'll engage the laser. That way we don't have to worry about it. Just make sure to turn it off after impact. There's our bomb steering line coming out of my turn. There we go. That was actually a halfway decent exit on the turn. I've been flying the Harrier just really poorly lately. That's why I started messing with my curves and everything. I couldn't. We're not syncing up. This girl is just not cooperating with me. I don't know if I said something offensive to her, but she's just not working out with me lately. Crashed it twice yesterday landing it, and I was just like, wow, what's going on here? And the first one was a conventional landing, and yep, put it down way too hard, broke the wing gear off of it, and she went rolling down the runway. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a tap. Laser's on. There's our bomb fall line. Holding my weapons release button. Bomb is away. Alright, so we're in a little bit of an asymmetrical loadout there. So it should be stable enough. Let's get those autopilots going. Laser is firing. Now let's watch the bomb hit the correct target this time. That'll be nice, right? Alright, laser's been acquired. And that's a shack. Alright. And so now, obviously, disengage the laser. And if we want to clear the target, we simply hit our nose wheel steering button to undesignate. Notice the TGP switched modes when we did that. And if you tap the nose wheel steering button, so I tapped it twice, it recaged the TGP back to its bore sight view. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's run one more from start to finish here. We're going to get some distance out here. So if we ever undesignate, we can redesignate, and notice that the TGP will return back to the target designated point. So again, undesignate the target, TGP returns to bore sight, or if for any reason we lost the bore sight. So let's see, let's move our TGP around. It's because we're zoomed in so far, it's moving so slow. Let me zoom it out. Another tip. If you need to cover a lot of ground quickly, get out of the narrow field of view. Get your zoom all the way back. And it will move a bit better. Now, part of the problem that we're seeing here also is my fault because, again, me messing with the curves. Alright, so we've got our TGP locked out into that open end of space. We want to recage it. Double tap that nose wheel steering button, and we're back in. Okay? Need to get back on target quickly. We have a target waypoint or target designation point. Simply give it a tap. TGP returns to our target location. Let's go ahead and spin it around. And for this release, we'll go ahead and set to. Yes, I know the nose is dropping. So we're just going to do tap. On the quantity, I'm going to go ahead and give it 2. We're going to drop our last 2 in one pass. And then we can go back to the EHSD. Alright, we're 16 miles out. Alright. Let's lock her in relatively close here. Boom, boom. Alright, moving on to our TGP. It's come out of that wide field of view. Let's grab these two guys back here in the back. I promise I'll have my cursor fixed before the next video. I just wanted to get you guys something out before it got too late in the night. Alright, we're on our point track. Laser is set. Laser is armed. We're not out of the safe mode. We're ready to fire it. We have our bomb steering line. So let's go ahead and come off the autopilot. $11 miles to the target area. Looking at 88 seconds. So let's go ahead and speed time up a little bit. Trying to be real gentle with the stick here. Alright, getting close. So about 6 miles, we'll start firing that laser. You can see the laser is firing there as well. 30 seconds to release. Holding that bomb steering line. And you can come off the bomb steering line a little bit. You don't have to be dead on it, but if you are too far off, the bomb won't release. If you're in too high angle of a bank, or you're just way too far off the bomb steering line, the bomb won't come off the rail. Alright, there's our bomb fall cue. Holding the weapons release button. Holding. Bombs away. Back into an autopilot here. Let's watch those munitions. You can see they're both there. Following that same laser, this guy should have a pretty bad day at this point. Looks like that first bomb's going to get him first. And double whammy there. Alright guys, so that is the basics behind dropping a laser guided munition inside the AV-8B Harrier. Let's go ahead and secure from air to ground. There we go. Oh, let's go back to nav, that helps. We can secure our laser there, set it back to safe, and we can even secure the TGP. Alright. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. There wasn't a whole lot to it, but I know it's been a minute since I've got anything out for the Harrier, and I do apologize for that. My biggest problem is documentation for it, especially, I should say, documentation that's updated. There's been a lot of changes to it. There's a lot of features into it that aren't documented, that I can't find documentation for anyway. A lot of the symbology and the readout on the screens has changed from what documentation that I have. So some of that is the battle, which is making getting content out for the Harrier take a bit longer. You know, I try to keep this stuff as accurate as possible, and some of that's just a little hard to do. So if you guys know of any good current documentation that's up to date for the Harrier, let me know, please. And don't get me wrong, I use Chuck's guide all the time. Chuck's guides are amazing. No judgment there whatsoever. His guides are absolutely fabulous. I live and die by them. So anyway, if you guys have anything that's just a bit more current, you know, he runs a bunch of guides. So again, no judgment. I know how that could have come off, but anyway, if you guys have any tips out there, or if you know of any good documentation for the Harrier, please let me know. Let me get this content out a bit faster. I'd be grateful. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one.